Hello there, vinyl community, music community, whatever you want to call yourselves. I'm Gary. This is Physical Format Rock and Roll. Thank you so much for tuning in, and cheers. Check this out. Miller Lite has a Cleveland Guardians can. I don't normally drink a whole lot of Miller Lite, but they had these 16-ounce cans with the C on there, and I thought, I got to pick that up. So anyway, I kind of want to jump on a thread that I thought was a pretty neat idea. You know, there's so many threads, usually flying around that I can't do that many of them. But I thought this was cool because this is by Jacob over at, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. He's changed his name a few times. Randaros MusicWorld. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but I will leave a link and you can go check it out. His thread was bring joy back to the world. And what a great time to have that as a topic. So the whole premise of it is show some albums that for whatever reason bring joy to you. It could be the cover, it could be the music, whatever, right? This is pretty open for interpretation. So you can kind of use whatever you would want. Something that brings joy to you, that makes you happy in some way. So let's get started. Now, the first thing I'm going to show kind of represents a couple things. This is Clutch Slow Hole to China. Now, this was actually a VCLT to me from my good friend, your good friend, Aaron Mutha Alamer. Now, the reason why I said it represents two things is, first off, so this is VCLT, and I've gotten a good amount of VCLT from Aaron and several people, several of you out there, and I always appreciate it. What an amazing thing it is, right? And nobody, I feel like, does it with more joy than Aaron. But this represents the vinyl community to me. The vinyl community is not only very generous, it's just I have made so many really good friends, true friends, from having this channel, from being a part of the vinyl community. If there is any of you out there where I comment with you or whatever, I consider us friends. And, it's this blanket you're looking at, right? This is from Anthony, Gambler812. I've got an older turntable sitting across on the other side of this room that I use. It's my #1 turntable right now. And that was from Steve, from A is for Alice. It was one of his older ones. He just gave it to me. He said, I'm not going to use it. So, that kind of generosity, but just the friendships and stuff. Like I said, the vinyl community as a whole. Like, here's one, this awesome Stevie Nicks live album from the Belladonna tour, which would be her first solo tour. This was from Melinda Murphy. One of the biggest channels out there. And somehow she sent me an album. You wouldn't even think she would even know who I am. But she watches every now and then. And she sent me that album. And she said the only thing I ask is that you don't send me anything in return. I thought that was cool. And that just kind of represents kind of how the vinyl community is, right? We all have our little niches and stuff, but some people are just widespread. Now, the other reason why I showed this Clutch album is because Clutch has become a band that just when I hear their music, it makes me happy. Puts me in a good mood. To me, it kind of reminds me of music like this by War, because it's just it has a groove to it. It's all heavy and stuff, but I just always feel good when I play it, right? So that's why I have the Clutch album too. They're a feel-good band for me. Now, here's some other things. Sometimes albums remind us of people also, or events. ABBA Arrival. ABBA music makes me feel good. Anyway, I love ABBA. And not only that, but now the song on here, the biggest hit off of here, Dancing Queen, which is not my favorite song on this album, but now this reminds me of my granddaughter. I mean, if you had, like last summer, a little 5-year-old granddaughter, you're pushing her on the swing and she wants you to play Dancing Queen by ABBA and she's singing along with it, it might mean something to you too. Now these next two kind of go together. We got Judas Priest, Judas Priest, British Steel, and then Whitesnake, Greatest Hits. So many years ago, I'm not sure how long ago it was, but I took both my sons to see Judas Priest. They were doing a tour where they were playing the entire British Steel album and then other Priest songs. And then Whitesnake went on first. It was a great show. We had a lot of fun. It was up in Cleveland, Ohio. My kid, they were younger. I'm not exactly sure how my youngest son was, but he got to probably experience some concert type things that maybe he was a little young for. He was talking, you know, he remembers like some of these girls kind of like, evidently, I don't even remember seeing this, but he saw a couple girls, they were like in front of us, they were making out, and then they kept kind of running into him, dancing around him or whatever. And I do remember this, David Coverdale looking at him, and he's kind of going like this, like he's filming a movie of it, and he looked at my son, and he looked at my other son too at one point when there was this drunk woman dancing. And I remember this woman, part of that group, she was asking me to get her beer because they were drunk, and I think they'd stopped serving them. And she said, will you go get us some beer? I'll give you money. And I'm like, no, get away from me, leave me alone. But fun memory. Fun. I've taken both my sons to a few shows, and I've went with them individually to some shows, but that makes me think of it. And then, of course, this one now, Allie Venable, Texas Honey. I love it when I can get my wife to go to a concert with me because there's a lot of bands she has no interest in seeing, but every now and then I get her to one. And here was a newer one. We had a good time. We went over to Indiana, and we saw Allie Venable, and she signed this album for me. My wife enjoyed the show. We both got a picture with her, which is right there. I don't know how well you can see that, but so, you know, now this album also reminds me of my beautiful wife. And then finally, here's another example of a band that has really become a band that I love, and it's because they just put me in a good mood, okay? They bring joy to me. They put a smile on my face, and that is the Surfrajettes. This is their latest album, Easy as Pie. 2 of the members are from Canada, and 2 are currently from Ohio. So there you go. This music, it's surf rock music, all instrumental, and it's just fun. It just always puts me in a good mood. So there you go. Those are some albums. I mean, most of my albums bring joy to me in some way, right? Or I wouldn't own them. But these are ones I picked for specific reasons. And if you're still hanging around, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm Gary. This is Physical Format Rock and Roll. What albums bring joy to you? Till the next time, my friends, I will see you down the road.